One, two. Sir. Sir. Test.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Good morning and welcome. As you can see, our Deputy President has arrived. May I please ask that we all take our seats? So just to give you a brief of what is happening now, he will be taken to the 3rd floor. He will start the tour of the office building from the 3rd floor, which is where he's going to go. And then from there, he's going to be taken through Technobrain. So we will have some showcases of what Technobrain does and some of our projects. And then he's going to do a tour of the floor, of the 3rd floor. And from there, he will go down to the 2nd floor, where the center that we are inaugurating today is, for him to officially open that. So we will follow him from the screens. Thank you. Please all take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all. Okay, what is happening now? They're on the 3rd floor for a briefing. Technobrain is in 22 offices, and the corporate headquarters is here on the 3rd floor on the left side wing. So that is where they are now seated, and this is the floor that he's now touring. So this is our corporate offices where all the countries we operate in, the staff sit here. So this is the third floor. This is what he's touring, right there. That's the floor where all the staff sit, the staff who work in the corporate office. That is where they are now. quick update on what's happening now. Where you saw His Excellency, the Deputy President sitting, that was our experience room. That was where he was being showcased on some of the projects here. This is some of the projects that he's being given a showcase of some of the projects we've done in different countries. That's what's happening here for TechnoBrain. The camera will move, the other place where you're seeing students, staff sitting with computers, that's the testing center, but we will get there. So this is the experience room. This is the center that we're inaugurating today. The staff are seated in there, ready to show what the center is about and the kind of work that they're going to be doing with Microsoft there. So from the third floor experience room, he will come down to this floor, and then we will, oh, he's moving. He's going to go down to the second floor. This is our reception area. His Excellency is now in the business, the call center, talking to some of the telemarketers. On this floor, we have teams from Zuku, Huduma Center, and lots of other companies. And he wanted to just pick one person and talk to them and see how their day-to-day look usually is like. Okay, His Excellency is now moving to the testing center to officially open it. He will unveil a plaque and cut the ribbon, as you can see, and then move inside and have a few minutes with the Microsoft team, who are our partners, to tell him about the site. For your information, in every bag there is an agenda, and there is also a one-pager on what is happening on this floor. So please follow the details about the project and TechnoBrain are on the second page. In every bag, we've put a program. And Ladies and gentlemen, once His Excellency, Thank you. Please rise. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Good morning and welcome, Your Excellency, Honorable William Ruto, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Joseph Mucheru, Cabinet Secretary, the entire Technobrain family, industry stakeholders, our clients, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and karibu. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the official launch of a software testing in Africa, the first international software testing center in Africa, a partnership between two technology giants, Microsoft Corporation and Technobrain Group. This is a great day for Kenya and indeed the continent. Your Excellency, we are truly honored to have you open this first of its kind initiative in Africa. Thank you all for coming. With those few remarks, I would like to invite our Group CEO, Manoj Shankar.
Thank you very much, Christine. Your Excellency, Honorable William Ruto, the Deputy President of Kenya, Honorable Joseph Mucheru, Cabinet Secretary, Information, Communication and Technology, Microsoft team from Redmond and Microsoft Kenya, testing center of Microsoft in African continent. And this is a result of 2 years of work which we are having with Microsoft to bring this testing center here in Kenya. I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate a few people who really worked very hard from Microsoft's side to make this happen. The first one is Dr. Michael Fontaine. Unfortunately, he's not here today, but he has sent his best regards to us. Safola. Last few days, a lot of people are asking me, how did you get this business? Why Technobrain? And why Kenya? Why not Nigeria? Why not South Africa? Or why not Egypt? And why Technobrain? Just want to give a quick history of the company. This company was formed 20 years back with a vision and a dream to build a world-class company, an African company from Africa to the globe. And today, I feel that we are realizing a part of the dream. Today, we are having an operation in 20 countries, employing more than 1,200 people, and more than 18 million subscribers are using today's Technobrain software product. And that experience of 20 years doing software development has given us the confidence, knowledge, and experience to do testing work. And probably that's one of the reasons Microsoft found us a competent partner to be their first partner here in Africa. Why Kenya? Well, everybody these days talk about Kenya. Kenya has become a hub for trade, investment, a lot of tech startups. But I can give one single reason why Kenya. And that reason is our youth, our young graduates. I feel very confident when I work with them, and I feel that they're capable of doing many more complex high-tech work. And today, because of their talent, we could able to start this center here in Kenya. Also, Kenya has got an excellent internet connections. In fact, our internet connection sometimes does work even better than some of the Western countries. And we also have a very progressive government, Your Excellency, which encourages trade, which encourages investment, and business thrives here in Kenya, doesn't matter what happens. So this is the reason which we believe is Kenya has overtaken countries like South Africa and Nigeria. Your Excellency, this testing business alone here in Kenya, we are confident that can create more than 1,000 jobs, more than 1,000 high-tech jobs. And I just wanted to use this opportunity to request the government here that today when we look at the testing business or even a software development business, we are very, very small compared to the kinds of India, China, and East European countries. But I strongly believe that we do have all that it takes to make it big here. I would request Honorable Mishoro to look at some of the models, the governments like China and India has done it to attract thousands of jobs in areas like outsourcing, and fine-tune some of those learning from those governments for Kenya's specific requirement, which will help us to create much bigger scale than what we have ever done in the past. I also would like to take the opportunity to thank and laud government's Big Four agenda. In each of these areas, whether it's a manufacturing, healthcare, housing, or a food security, we strongly believe that technology will play a big role. Yeah? And TechnoBrain has, in fact, already developed solutions in some of these areas. Finally, I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, that you graced this occasion. Honorable Mishoro, thank you for coming over. And with your encouragement and motivation, we feel that we can take this business to the next level. God bless you, sir. God bless Kenya. Asante sana.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj. I would now like to invite Bambo Sofala to give his remarks.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Microsoft, it reads on here, empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more, to do more with technology, achieve more with technology on many levels as well. Kenya is said to be Africa's ultimate technology hub of the future. It is already growing rapidly in that area. And we, Microsoft, are here to support and enable Kenya and Kenyans to excel in achieving that mission. After a lengthy process, as Manoj has alluded to, after a lengthy process of selecting a partner for us to work with to build this center, TechnoBrain came through with flying colors. Flying colors. And we looked at many companies and they came through with flying colors. I'm very glad, very excited, very happy that we're doing this with TechnoBrain. The inauguration is more than job creation. It is a lot more that also includes how we train, how we share talent, how we transfer knowledge to our young engineers here in Kenya. With that in mind, these engineers will continue to learn and also be on the level across the globe on how you do technology, how you do testing, how you write software. We will transfer knowledge over to these engineers. And I think this is a very important thing. It helps fuel the talent growth in Kenya. I look forward for a time when
will now invite Mr. Manoj to come back on the stage and invite our Honorable Mushero.
Before I invite Honorable Mushero, let me say.
And today, this is one of those things we are talking about. An example of where the world itself has seen where Kenya is, our legal system, our youth, as you've heard, and all the different investments that have been done. And as a result, a company like Microsoft has chosen to come and invest in their first software testing center in Africa, here in Kenya. And on top of that, they have actually chosen a Kenyan company to be able to do that. So it's a very laudable. And it's really about the policies that the government is putting in place, the enabling environment that is allowing for these things to happen. For many people, this is maybe just one of those events and one of those things that we're launching. But for me, I remember when Microsoft first came into Kenya, and they were near Fairview Hotel, that area. They had a small, I think it was a flat or something, where they had taken space. And they've grown to be giants in our market here. Companies like Google have also come, Oracle, Intel. You're talking of many international companies. But it's great to see now the marriage between the international companies and the local homegrown companies that is now creating value for the Kenyan people, the Kenyan market. And in our strategies and plans, we want to make sure we're working very closely with you and that we're going to, as government, ensure that we have business that we work together with you on. I'm very pleased to be here because that change, that transformation that is happening isn't visible to everybody. You can't tell when you first got a phone that had, from black and white to a colored camera. Initially when we got our phone booths, the big phones that we used to be very proud about, they had no cameras. But you can't tell me when actually we got those cameras. So Kenya is transforming very, very slowly, but also very fast. Things are happening that are big milestones. And today, this is one of those. As it is, my boss is here. I'm not here to make speeches and tell you about government policy. We want to hear from our Deputy President. So it's my humble duty to invite you, Your Excellency, to come and address this audience. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. Today is a very, very special day for me. And I'm sure it is equally a very special day for technology in our country, and only the fourth in the world. Obviously, this is a big deal for technology sector, for our economy, and for the Kenyan society as a whole. Think about it, that we will be testing Microsoft software before it is released to the world. This is a big vote of confidence for Kenya, for our tech community, and for our abilities as a people. If we can provide quality assurance at a global scale, then we truly have no limits or excuses to what we can do with our technology potential. I want to appreciate Microsoft for choosing Kenya and TechnoBrain for providing the platform and capacity to make this incredible project a reality. It is no secret. It is no secret that the government of Kenya wants a vibrant technology sector in our country, a Silicon Valley. And we believe we can build a proper community of engineers, developers, coders, and designers that can deliver the innovation that will define the prosperity of this country into the future. Kenya is home to many incredible tech stories. M-Pesa, Ushahidi, an internationally recognized crowdsourcing application, and many others that never make it to the front pages. Our incubator scene is arguably Africa's vibrant, and every day there are young men and women across this country developing new apps and trying out something new. The government of Kenya strongly and unreservedly encourages this enthusiasm, and we have committed to interesting technology in the administration of this country and in the provision of services to our people. This is why we are laying over 7,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable across all the 47 counties as part of our national fiber optic backbone. We want Kenya to become a producer and exporter of innovation and not just a consumer of technology. To achieve this, we need a large pool of talent, and projects like this will help inspire and attract even more people, and more young people at that, to this sector. Kenya does not lead in innovation in sub-Saharan Africa by accident or by mistake. It is an earned place. When we pioneered a mobile-based payment system and crowdsourcing, we solidified a genuine commitment of government to implement a sound ICT policy and institutional framework. Our seriousness has potential to generate greater impact than anywhere else in the world. Technology in our democracy, in the democratic value chain, adds value. From guaranteeing sharing of information to facilitating efficient public service, effective citizen participation, and government accountability, e-government is becoming the new normal. It has always been known that technology is a decisive variable in pushing a nation's production function forward towards the frontiers of production possibility. For this reason, it is important that Kenya quickly becomes a leading producer and exporter of technological innovation. That is why we have intensified our focus on higher education, and particularly in science, technology, and mathematics. Socioeconomic transformation is increasingly technology reliant. Because we are building a Kenya for our own and for future generations, technology will enable us to ensure that the future finds us ready and waiting in every sector, starting with the big 4 areas of our focus: our plan to grow the economy by focusing on manufacturing, affordable housing, universal health care coverage, and food security. You might ask, what is the role of technology in all this? The big 4 is a tech agenda. The big 4 is about innovation. Technology is the platform, not the problem or the issue. If we want to build 500,000 houses over the next 5 years and do so in a cost-effective way, what solutions do we need? And what kind of innovation are there? And what are we talking about? Technology will define how we enroll 13 million Kenyans to the National Hospital Insurance Fund under the Universal Health Scheme. The most striking thing about Silicon Valley is not the apps it produces or the billionaires it makes, but the solutions it provides. This is my challenge to companies like TechnoBrain and the Kenyan tech scene in general. Look at our problems, whether in agriculture, education, or healthcare, and find tech solutions for them. Our farmers, teachers, traders, and communities need solutions. It is not equal to creating the next Facebook in monetary terms, but the social impact of helping a farmer get access to markets or a student access to online libraries. These things will change lives and communities and eventually our entire society. I am proud of the Konsa Smart City project. A successful traditional industry with technology is an efficient way of enhancing competitiveness and increasing employment opportunities. The economy will unfold in a landscape designed and governed of decisive technologies, and this explains our long-term position on the periphery of global economics. In our time, we have a real opportunity to be at the front and center of the unfolding metrics, empowering lives. Finally, I recognize the commitment and support of Microsoft cooperation to the development of Africa's technology sector. Through the For Africa initiative, Microsoft has helped incubate and nurture more than 82 African startups since 2013, including Kenya's iHub platform. And I want to unreservedly give you my commitment and that of the government of Kenya, as the Minister Musheru has said, that in us you will have reliable and consistent partners in working with you towards transforming our society using the technology that your companies provide. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
William Ruto, Deputy President, thank you. Thank you for your consistent support. Thank you for your consistent support, especially in the private sector, in Kenya and growing the technology space in Africa. Okay. Microsoft team, Bambo Sofala, Microsoft Partner Director of Software Engineering, Kunle Awosika, Director, Small, Medium, and Corporate, Microsoft Sub-Sahara Africa. Sebu Hailelul, our Country Manager for East Africa. The entire leadership team from Redmond and Kenya and the Microsoft staff, thank you for making Kenya a first in Africa. For choosing Technobrain as your international partner in Africa, we are indeed grateful. Our industry stakeholders, our esteemed guests, thank you for your contribution to the growth of the technology space in Kenya. Together, Africa is rising. Members of the press, thank you for consistently setting technology as a major conversation in this country, which sets the pace for the industry to grow. And above all, we thank God for everything and for today and the success of this event. It took a lot of work, and without His grace, then none of this would have been possible. Thank you all. Thank you very much. And thank you from Technobrain.
His Excellency has been kind enough to say that he and Honorable Ministers they're ready to take some questions. I'm sure the press is here, or anybody else here who would like to have a conversation with His Excellency. This is a very unique opportunity for us. Thank you, sir. Any questions from press? Any question from anybody here? Please. There's the mic there coming.
Good morning, and thank you very much for the remarks from Your Excellency and the Cabinet Secretary and the work that Technobrain and Microsoft are doing in Kenya. This is really heartwarming for me. As somebody who lived in the US for more than 15 years, you know, one of my scariest thoughts coming back home was, would I have access to the internet? And I must say it has really been seamless. there's no difference, to be honest with you. So I'm really, really happy to see that this innovation is taking place here. And we are going to be able to reap the demographic dividend if we get our young people engaged in these kind of activities. So my only question is, maybe just a comment, that I hope that there's the aspect of gender and integrating gender in all this technological innovation. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to say the question of gender or anybody? What I can say for TechnoBrain, that we have 38% of our workforce which are female, and we're trying to make it better. Any other questions? I think we should not miss this opportunity. Yes, sir.
Okay, my intention was not to answer any questions from the press. Because the press may take us out of this room and take us to other issues. But it looks like all matters were clear. I'm happy to hear what our sister, who's been living outside Kenya, has had to say. However, I think her statement was not entirely correct. I think she said there was no difference between the internet in America and the internet in Kenya. I think there is a slight difference. Ours is better. Yeah, we've been to many places outside Kenya, and that's the only time you get to appreciate that, in fact, our internet speed is really good. So we will continue to make it better, and I'm sure that's why TechnoBrain and Microsoft found it worth their time to come and set up camp in Kenya. So that is not to say that we have done everything that we should. There is plenty of room for us to do things even better. And I want to promise you that we will spare no effort in ensuring that we continuously work on setting up the infrastructure that will support companies like TechnoBrain and like Microsoft to find value in investing in our country and in our human capital. There is already, apart from the hardware that is we are rolling out as government, the backbone that will support our internet connectivity. We are also working on ensuring that our education system, and I'm told by Minister Musheru that there is already a conversation, there is already a discussion between the ministries of ICT and education to ensure that all our TVET institutions are brought on board, training on the ICT components of what needs to be done, so that we can generate a bigger pool of people with skills and expertise that can help drive this whole industry. So again, to say that we will continue to work with industry. We will keep our ears open. We are open to suggestions from industry on how best, on how we can do things better. And with that partnership, I am confident that we will be going places. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Members of the press, there is going to be a press conference on the 3rd floor between the CS, Microsoft, and TechnoBrain team. So on the 3rd floor in the boardroom, members of the press.
Microsoft Teams.
Please switch off the background. Please switch off the screens. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as His Excellency departs, lunch is served. Please join us for lunch on the left side. Thank you.